everyone. Welcome back to Speak English with Anna and Jake. I'm Anna.
And I'm Jake. Great to have you with us today.
So today we're talking about something almost everyone experiences at some point. Your first day at a new job.
Oh, man, this topic brings back memories. Some good, some a little painful.
I can already tell this is going to be a fun episode. We're going to talk about what it's like walking into a new job, meeting new people, learning new tasks, and honestly, surviving all that nervous energy.
It's such a useful topic, too, because a lot of you listening might be preparing for a new job, maybe even in English for the first time.
Exactly. So by the end of this episode, you'll hear a lot of natural expressions people use on their first day, useful phrases for introducing yourself, and hopefully some tips to feel a little more confident.
And a few funny stories, of course.
Oh, definitely. Okay, Jake, before we start, how are you feeling today?
Honestly, pretty good. A little tired, but ready to talk.
Same here. I had a huge cup of coffee this morning, so I'm wide awake now.
I can tell. You're talking fast already.
Am I? Sorry, let me slow down a little.
No, it's good energy. Let's use it for this episode.
Deal. Okay, let's dive right in. Jake, do you remember your very first day at a job?
Oh, I remember it way too well.
Uh-oh, that sounds like a story.
It is. So my first real job was at a small restaurant. I was so nervous the night before, I barely slept.
That's so relatable. I think almost everyone feels that way before a first day.
Right? I kept thinking about all the things that could go wrong. What if I forgot someone's order? What if I said something silly?
Did anything go wrong?
Oh, absolutely. On my very first table, I introduced myself and said, "Hi, my name is Jake, and I'll be serving you dessert today."
Wait, dessert? Not their whole meal?
Exactly. I meant to say I'll be serving you today, but somehow dessert came out instead.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. What did the customer say?
They just laughed and said, "We'll take you up on that dessert offer later." It actually broke the ice, and I relaxed a little after that.
See, that's such a great example. Sometimes small mistakes end up making things easier, not harder.
Exactly. What about you? Do you remember your first day at a job?
I do, actually. Mine wasn't as funny, but it was definitely memorable. I worked at a small office, and on my first day, I got lost trying to find the building.
Oh no, seriously?
Yes, I walked into the wrong office first. Completely different company.
What did you do?
I just stood there for a second, confused, and then a very kind woman said, "I think you're looking for the office upstairs."
That's actually really nice of her.
It was, but I was so embarrassed walking into my actual office 15 minutes late.
Did your new boss say anything?
She just smiled and said, "Don't worry, everyone gets lost their first day here." That made me feel so much better.
That's such a kind thing to say. First impressions can feel like such high pressure, but honestly, most people are more understanding than we expect.
Exactly. I think that's something a lot of people forget. We build up this idea in our heads that everyone's judging every little mistake, but really, most people just want you to succeed.
Right. Let's talk about that nervous feeling a little more. Why do you think the first day feels so much more stressful than a regular day at work?
That's a good question. I think it's because everything is unfamiliar. New people, new place, new tasks. Your brain is working overtime just trying to process it all.
That makes sense. It's kind of like walking into a room with 100 new pieces of information at once.
Exactly. And when you add speaking a second language into that mix, it can feel even more overwhelming.
Oh, for sure. I've talked to a lot of friends who started jobs where English wasn't their first language, and they said the language part added a whole extra layer of pressure.
Right, because it's not just, can I do this job? It's also, can I understand what people are saying to me quickly enough?
Exactly. Have you ever worked with someone who was nervous about speaking English on their first day?
Actually, yes. I had a coworker named Carlos who joined our team a few years ago. It was his first job using English regularly.
How did that go for him?
The first week, he was really quiet. I could tell he understood a lot, but he hesitated to speak up in meetings.
That's so common, honestly.
Right. So one day, I just asked him directly, "Hey, do you want to grab coffee and chat for a bit?" Just casually, no pressure.
That's such a good idea. Less formal, more relaxed.
Exactly. And during that coffee chat, he opened up so much more. By the end of the month, he was speaking confidently in meetings, cracking jokes, the whole thing.
That's amazing. It really shows how much comfort matters, not just language skill.
Completely agree. Confidence really does grow through small, low-pressure moments like that.
Let's talk about something practical now. If someone's about to start a new job and they're nervous about speaking English, what's something they could prepare ahead of time?
I'd say practice your introduction, something simple like your name, your role, and maybe one small personal detail.
That's smart. Like, hi, I'm Anna. I just joined the marketing team and I recently moved to this city.
Exactly like that. Having that ready in your mind takes away a lot of pressure because you're not trying to think of it on the spot.
That's such a helpful tip. I actually did something similar before my first office job. I practiced small talk phrases in the mirror.
Wait, seriously?
Yes. Things like, how was your weekend? Or have you worked here long? Just so they'd come out naturally instead of me freezing up.
Did it help?
Honestly, a lot. When someone actually asked me those same questions, I already felt prepared to respond.
That's such a great strategy. Preparation really does build confidence, even in small ways like that.
Definitely. Let's talk about another common first day moment, meeting your new team for the first time. How do you usually handle that?
Oh, that moment is always a little intense, right? Suddenly there's a room full of new faces and you're trying to remember everyone's name.
Oh my gosh, the name thing. I am terrible at remembering names.
Same, honestly. What do you do when you forget someone's name?
I usually just admit it, like, I'm so sorry, I met so many people today, can you remind me of your name?
That's such a good approach. Most people don't mind repeating their name at all.
Right, everyone understands that first day overwhelm.
I actually have a trick for remembering names. I try to repeat the person's name right after they say it, like, nice to meet you, Jake.
Oh, that's smart. It kind of locks it into your memory.
Exactly. It works most of the time, though I still forget occasionally.
We're all human.
Very true. Let's talk about another part of the first day, learning new tasks. Do you remember feeling overwhelmed by new information?
Oh, constantly. My first office job, they gave me a huge folder of instructions on the very first morning.
Oh no, all at once?
All at once. I remember just staring at it thinking, how am I supposed to remember all of this?
That's such a common feeling. What did you do?
I started taking notes on the things that seemed most important, and I told myself it was okay not to memorize everything immediately.
That's such healthy thinking. A lot of people put so much pressure on themselves to understand everything perfectly right away.
Exactly. But honestly, most jobs don't expect that. They expect you to ask questions and learn gradually.
Right, and asking questions is actually a sign of being responsible, not a sign of weakness.
I love that reminder. I think a lot of English learners specifically worry that asking questions will make them seem less capable.
That's such an important point, but really it's the opposite. Asking a clear question like, can you explain that part again, shows confidence, not weakness.
Exactly. And it's such a useful phrase to have ready too.
Definitely. Let's talk about lunch breaks now. That's such an interesting part of a first day, socially.
Oh, lunch breaks are intense in their own way. Suddenly you have to decide, do I sit with new coworkers or do I sit alone?
That decision feels so much bigger than it should.
Right? I remember my first day at one job. I didn't know anyone yet, so I just sat by myself and ate really quickly.
Did that feel lonely?
A little, honestly. But by the second day, one of my coworkers invited me to join their table, and it made such a big difference.
That's so nice. Small invitations like that really do matter a lot.
Definitely. Have you ever had a memorable lunchtime moment on a first day?
Actually, yes. On my first day at one job, a coworker asked me what kind of food I liked, and I somehow ended up in a 20-minute conversation about pizza toppings.
That's such a random but perfect first conversation topic.
Right? It was such an easy, relaxed conversation, and honestly, it helped me feel like part of the team so much faster.
That's such a great example of how small talk, even about something simple like pizza, can build real connection.
Exactly. I think people underestimate how powerful small talk actually is.
Totally agree. Let's shift a little and talk about mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes on their first day. What's a mistake you remember making?
Oh, I have a good one. On my first day at one company, I accidentally called my new manager by the wrong name for almost the entire morning.
Oh no, how did that happen?
Someone told me her name quickly during introductions, and I misheard it completely. I thought her name was Diane, but it was actually Diana.
That's such an easy mistake to make.
Right? But I didn't realize until lunchtime when someone else said her actual name.
Oh no, what did you do?
I felt so embarrassed. I went up to her and said, "I'm so sorry. I've been calling you the wrong name all morning."
How did she react?
She just laughed and said, "Honestly, I didn't even notice," which made me feel a lot better.
See, that's the thing about first-day mistakes. They usually feel way bigger in our own heads than they actually are to other people.
Exactly. What about you? Any specific mistakes from a first day?
Oh, definitely. I once sent an email to the entire company instead of just one coworker.
Oh no, what did the email say?
It wasn't anything bad, thankfully. It just said something like, "Hey, do you know where the printer paper is?" But suddenly 50 people got that message.
That's hilarious. Did people respond?
A few people actually replied jokingly like, "Third floor, near the break room." It turned into this funny little office moment.
That's actually kind of a sweet way for people to bond, honestly.
It really was. Sometimes those awkward moments end up becoming really positive memories later.
That's such a hopeful way to look at first day mistakes.
Definitely. Let's talk about something a little different now. How important do you think body language is on a first day?
Oh, I think it's huge, actually. Even before you say a single word, your body language sends a message.
Right, like a genuine smile or making eye contact.
Exactly. I remember focusing so much on the words I wanted to say that I forgot how much a simple smile could help too.
That's such a good point. I think a relaxed posture also helps a lot. Even if you're nervous inside, standing a little straighter can help you feel more confident.
Definitely. It's kind of like your body sends a signal to your brain saying, "We've got this."
I like that idea a lot. Fake it till you make it, in a way.
Exactly. In a healthy way, of course.
Let's talk about first impressions specifically. Do you think first impressions really matter that much?
I think they matter, but maybe not as much as people fear.
What do you mean?
Well, people often think one small mistake on the first day will ruin everything. But really, people remember your effort and your attitude a lot more than one nervous moment.
That's such a relieving thought. I definitely used to believe one bad moment would define the whole job.
Right, but honestly, most coworkers form their real opinion of you over time, not from one single interaction.
That's such an important reminder for anyone nervous about an upcoming first day.
Definitely. Let's talk about something practical again. What are some useful phrases someone could use if they don't understand something on their first day?
Oh, I have a few good ones. "Sorry, could you say that one more time?" Or, "I'm not sure I understood that fully. Could you explain it differently?"
Those are great. I also like, "Just to make sure I understand, are you saying," and then repeating it back in your own words.
That's such a smart one. It shows you're actively listening, not just nodding along.
Exactly. I think a lot of learners are scared to admit confusion, but really, clarifying questions make communication smoother for everyone.
Completely agree. What about phrases for small talk specifically? Any favorites?
I really like, "How long have you worked here?" It's simple, and it usually leads to a longer conversation.
That's a good one. I like, "Any recommendations for lunch around here?" It's practical, but it also opens up a friendly conversation.
Oh, that's such a great one, actually. Food is such an easy, comfortable topic.
Right, everyone has an opinion about food.
True. Let's talk about something emotional now. How do you think people should handle feeling homesick or nervous on a first day, especially if they're new to a country or a new environment?
That's such an important topic. I think it's okay to feel that way, honestly. It doesn't mean something's wrong.
Exactly. I think a lot of people feel embarrassed about feeling nervous or homesick, but it's such a natural part of big life changes.
Right. I remember talking to a friend who moved to a new country for work. She said the first week felt really lonely, even though her coworkers were kind.
That makes sense. New places take time to feel familiar, even with a supportive environment.
Definitely. What advice would you give someone feeling that way?
I'd say be patient with yourself. It's okay if it takes a few weeks to feel settled. That doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong.
That's such kind advice. I'd also add, try to build one small routine early on, like a coffee spot you like or a walk you take after work. Small routines help a new place start to feel familiar.
I love that idea. Familiarity really does help with comfort, even in small ways.
Definitely. Let's shift the conversation a bit. What do you think helps someone feel like they truly belong at a new job beyond just the first day?
I think it's really about consistency. Showing up, being kind, being willing to learn, those things build trust over time.
I agree completely. I also think humor helps a lot. Once people start laughing together, it usually means the ice is really broken.
That's so true. I remember feeling like I really belonged at one job the first time a coworker made a joke that only our team would understand.
Oh, that's such a good sign. Inside jokes really do mean something.
They really do. It's like a small signal that says, you're part of this now.
I love that. Let's talk a little about long-term growth. How do you think that nervous first-day feeling changes over time as someone becomes more experienced?
I think it definitely gets easier with practice. The first job is usually the hardest because everything feels new, but each new job after that, you bring a little more confidence with you.
That's so true. I definitely felt less nervous starting my second and third jobs because I had already survived that first scary experience.
Exactly. It's kind of like proof that you can handle new situations even when they feel uncomfortable at first.
That's such a hopeful way to look at it. So even if today feels hard, it's actually building your confidence for the future.
Exactly. Every uncomfortable first day is teaching you something valuable, even if it doesn't feel that way in the moment.
I love that message. Okay, I think we've shared so many great stories and tips today. Should we start wrapping up?
Yeah, let's do a little recap for everyone listening.
Good idea. So today we talked about how nervous the first day at a new job can feel and how that's a completely normal experience.
We shared some funny first day stories, like Jake accidentally offering dessert instead of introducing himself.
I'll never live that one down. And Anna walking into the wrong office completely.
We also talked about useful phrases for introductions, small talk, and asking for clarification.
We talked about the importance of body language and how a relaxed posture and a genuine smile can help you feel more confident, even when you're nervous inside.
We talked about how small talk, even about something simple like lunch or pizza, can help you build real connections quickly.
And we talked about the emotional side too. Feeling nervous or even homesick is a completely normal part of starting something new.
Exactly. And one of the biggest takeaways today is that first day mistakes usually feel much bigger in our own heads than they actually are to other people.
That's such an important thing to remember. Most people are kind, and they want you to succeed, not fail.
Completely agree. So if you're preparing for a new job or maybe your very first job using English, remember, it's okay to feel nervous. That feeling doesn't mean you're not ready.
Exactly. Prepare a little, be kind to yourself, and remember that every confident person you admire once had their own nervous first day too.
That's such a great way to end this conversation.
I think so too. Thank you all so much for listening today.
We really appreciate you spending this time with us, practicing your English through real, natural conversation.
If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe for more original conversations here on Speak English with Anna and Jake.
We'll be back soon with a brand new topic and plenty more stories to share.
Until then, keep practicing, keep speaking, even when it feels a little uncomfortable.
Take care, everyone, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.